And there goes my sound. I have no idea. So all this time I've been talking away and there has been no sound. Great. So we have sound now. So I'll just have to repeat everything I've already said. So just start from the beginning, I guess, and ramble along. Well, let's see. I'm going to cut off. I don't like those little edges showing on the inside of the card. So we're going to take a little trim. So I am continuing with Kendra's Card Challenge 17. And I am doing 10, 11, and 12. So I guess you all gathered that I used my stencil to emboss on this panel right here. And then I prepped all the pieces ahead of time. Glued this on crooked. It doesn't even look like it's cut straight to me over here. But anyway, that's okay. I got my sentiment on my craft roulette card crooked. So there's my craft roulette card from Friday night. So this is for, I'm going to send this to my granddaughter. She's 14 now. It's hard to believe. Morning colors. It's a sunny morning color. Again, this is a stencil. It's not available anymore. It was from Not Too Shabby, and it was designed by Alicia over at Call Me Crafty Owl. Again, I used it to emboss, and I just left the stencil taped down to this and did my ink blending on there after I had embossed it. So that came out pretty cool looking. Put my sentiment on there crooked, of course. And there's my little bow. And oh, it was so funny. I had these little embellishments from Cat Scrappiness, and they're called Tequila Sunrise, I think. Or no, Turquoise Sunrise. So that was kind of perfect for that card. But anyway. And I was saying, I meant to get this video done sometime during the week. Of course I didn't, because I've been tired every day when I get home. And we have other things going on. So it just wasn't in the cards. I could use this little guy again. It's so stinking cute. I could just do some hearts. Have all different color hearts, different sizes. Cut out a big, huge one. That's too big. Too big, too big. Oh, I could use a kitty cat. Boy, I got that kitty cat orange. Him so cute. So anyway, there's that. And I hope my sound quality is okay this time. I just struggle with that, something fierce. I kind of like him. This sort of pulls in this lighter color here. So we are going to put our kitty cat on here. But anyway, what else was I saying when you all couldn't hear me? was just rambling on, yammering away about stuff. Put my little meowing tine in there. And this is slightly too wide for that. So cut this sentiment down a little bit. I did adjust my the position of, so my webcam is just on a ring light stand. So I adjusted it again, and I think the view's a little better now. It sags, so I have a hard time getting it right because out here is the edge of my mat, and earlier I had it where it just did get in the edge of my mat, and it has sagged down since I did that darn thing. Okay, and here's card 10. I'm just going to try to get these done here and then maybe add embellishments later. I'm going to add it. Here's my stack. If I can keep the thought in my head, we'll go through those or at the end of the video. Card 11. These two are going to be a challenge for me because so much stuff to glue down, and this one looks like they glued them straight onto the card. So let's see, and this isn't quite the right circle layer, but I'm using it anyway. Okay, so we have see, I never remember what's A, B, C, and D when I'm doing these. Okay, so this is F because they're two of the same paper. This is D because it's up here at the top and it's not the same paper. Then this one is wider. And so this one goes in the center. So scoot that up so y'all can see this. Boy, I tell you what, this making video thing is not so, and this is sticking way out. I'm going to trim that because I cannot stand it. And it's just, papers, no matter what size, your paper or cardstock, that's just a factory thing where it's a wenchy bit taller and wider than the actual measurements, whether it's 8.5 by 11, 11 by 17. We are going to try to get these centered. So 2 and an 8 is going to be about the center. So here we go. I don't know. We're just gonna eyeball this as best I can. So, what else did I say earlier when nobody could hear what I was saying? Let's see, they're going to finish up tomorrow. They're going to come put in the dehumidifier and moisture barrier in the basement. They are going to... I keep smelling a strong basement smell. I don't know if there's something, there's got to be something in the basement that's not sealed up properly. I don't think they got all of the old vents blocked up like they were supposed to, because some of them I can really feel air coming in. So I want them to look at that, and then they've got to fix the electrical outlet down there. Oh, it sticks out a little far. That's okay. We will do a little, okay, so then you have, now isn't that odd? I mean, oh, yeah. Never mind, it's not odd. Okay. So these go there. I can get that very well done, but that's okay. I'll just say it's supposed to be this way. Okay. And actually, I could change this. I mean, it is my card. We can just have a smaller over there, although I really don't exactly like the way that looks either. We'll work on that. Okay, so both the big pieces. Go. Okay. Then the small pieces. Oops. There we go. We are going to cut that off. I'm just going to get out my trimmer. we go. So we have that. You can see I, you know, I might put a little gold strip over here. Well, I say might. I'm going to put a little gold strip over there. I have these Love from Lizzie glittery gold strips. So I am going to put one, at least one over here. Okay, that's just going to hang over the edge and I'll flip it off. Well, try to make my boo-boo look a little more intentional. Oh, so I was talking about trying to get this video done this week. I always feel like I'm so tired after work. And of course there are, you know, Elizabeth's on Monday and Wednesday. Debbie J is on Tuesday. And I like to watch them, if at all possible. It's a little better. I think I'm going to put a second one. I'm trying to think. Is tea on Thursdays? Boy, how did I get this all crooked? Anyway, and then of course Friday is craft roulette night, and Sean over at Manly Made Minute, he went live Thursday right before craft roulette. So, and yesterday, oh my goodness, Saturday, I just sort of piddled around the house. Ate breakfast late, finally took my shower, and had to go get groceries. I haven't gone to get groceries in 2 weeks. There we go. There's our little circle, layered circle. This is slightly bigger. I have punches, and I didn't want to get out my dies just to cut these out. So my punches are slightly bigger. Good grief, I'm getting glue crap all over. So I'm going to do that. This is lined up well, so I don't know. Got off a little bit. Anyway, we are going to put that on. And I guess I will stamp my sentiment on there. Okay, let's just get this glued down. Too much thinking, not enough action. So, and last night I stayed up late. I kept thinking, oh yeah, you'll really. get in there and do the video. I didn't. And then I still didn't. And then I still didn't. So here I am. It's Sunday morning. I still need to do laundry and do some vacuuming, but by golly, I was determined to get a video out today. So that's really cute. This does need some embellishments, and it needs the sentiment, but I want to keep moving along here and putting these together, and then I'll go back to do sentiments, because I've already been on here over half an hour. So, and also I want to start putting some other videos up, but I want to get finished with my Kendra's Card Challenge first. And honestly, about one video a week is all I can handle. So, and again, let me see. Those are the two pieces that go across. I'm doing this one now. And so these pieces go up here. And let me, for heaven's sake, try to get these straight. Come on, don't move it. Do not move it. Again, I'm going to have to cut this little edge off. 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. Okay. So. Really? Come on. Tell you what I'm going to do. I don't know if this will help or not, but come on. Stop it. Okay. Okay, you guys. Let's get on here straight. You know something? See, I struggle with things like this. Just for this reason, because you've got to get them lined up or the card is not going to work. So, once again, get out my trusty dusty paper trimmer. This is where some of that new thin tape would come in handy. Scrapbook.com has new sizes of their mint tape. It's on my wish list. I'll have to... Okay, now we're going to turn this way. Because I want this to be flush against that edge. Anyway, I would like to get some of the new thinner mint tape, because I use this stuff for everything. Maybe I should just pull out some of my washi tapes and use those, but sometimes they just are too sticky and they tear your stuff, especially running them through a die cutting machine. I'm going to stick this over here and save it. Yep. And now, I'll tell you, this little cutter is so nice. That's one of those I picked up at that Japanese stationery store, Kinokuniya. I don't think you can order. They don't. They have a very good online thing. I think online they mostly sell their pens and stuff. And they also have, okay, that is slightly crooked. And I thought I was getting this all the way up. There's a little edge, but you know something? I'm going to trim a little edge off of my card. 1, 2, 3. And then you have to get those little pieces down here. Okay. Where's my little pieces? Okay, now this shows this. What the heck? Oh. Because I'm a big dummy. Y'all are all going, put your other piece on. Too much talking, not enough paying attention here. There we go. Scooch down that way. And then, of course, I can trim that off. Okay, where were we? I have no clue. There we go. That's at least semi. And see, that hangs off. No clue why. It should be. Should have been cut correctly. And there's that one. And these could have been off a little bit. Do a little trimmy trim. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, here we go. We are gonna do a little trim on these. We're gonna do a little trim here. I'm going to do a little trimmy trim on here. Whew, there we are. Let me clean this up. I can't stand these little bits on there. I'll end up getting stuck to something. There's another card, and again, any object here. So I have all these hearts, and I really need to use some of these hearts here. I think that's just too big, too white. I do like these Valentines. Those are nice, and I could put a gold one on here. I like that. I like it bigger. There's so much white space there. I like that. And it helps break up some of that monochromatic feel that's going on. There we go. This time I'm not even going to put anything under here. I'm just going to let it be. That's actually quite pretty. I like that clean and simple look of it. And let's put it back in the bag. We are at about 45 minutes, and I think I'm going to keep going. So if this runs long for you, just double speed this puppy. Not hurt my feelings at all. Okay. So we are on to card 13 here. Let's change our sketches over. And I'd really like to, we're doing this card here now. I'd really like to go ahead and get these done because I'd like to sort of move on to something else. Yeah. It's so funny, all this week I'm so focused on doing these Kendra's card challenge cards that I find it hard to think about doing any other crafting. Because, you know, I want to finish what I started here. And I could have done a little embossing on here, but see, something about these more plain, simple, and straightforward sketches appeals to me. Although the ones with lots of paper and lots of things to put together, they're really great because it's sort of like craft roulette parameters. They sort of challenge me to do things that are outside my comfort zone. I don't feel like I'm a real good think outside the box person. I like my squares to be squares, and my rounds to be rounds, and my rectangles to be rectangles. So when it comes to stretching my stash, sometimes I'm not very good at thinking up non-traditional ways to use things. You know what I mean? Okay. Oops. Now this says, okay, now I measured this the other day and it was right. So what am I doing wrong here? tell you one thing that's cut a little funky here. So do a little strip surgery here, and then I need to cut just a winchy bit off the end of this. Can I do it and still keep my angle on here? Sorry about getting off camera. Oh, I tried to set this darn thing up right. I'm just going to trim a winchy bit off of there and hope that's right. Anyway, that's why I tried to set this camera up so that I could work down here on the edge of my mat and y'all could still see what I was doing. But let me see how that worked out. Okay, I'm putting this on here right now. Up into the corner. Down here into this corner. Looking pretty good. And this says sentiment. I think they're like this is a word die with a shadow, but I really don't have that. I've only got, I think, a couple, and they're both like too long or too big. And I had one here. What did I do with it? I had it in a bag. A happy Valentine's Day. Already cut out. I do this all the time. But that happens when I'm trying to film here. Did I? See, this is just too big to go on here, I think. Way too big. So I'm going to have to think about this, because that is not going to look right. It looks stupid. So this is another one. I got my card sketch done, but I'm going to have to do my finishing touches here. And I have found, I may have told you all this before, but I have found that I like, so this is a traditionally a top folding card base. I like to do my landscape cards this way, have it sit like this. So I wonder what else is happening in my life. It was really weird. So yesterday I was about to get in the shower to, like I said, we hadn't gotten groceries in 2 weeks because my husband kept taking, so he works for a company, they drive railroad crews from place to place to, because I guess the way the union does, they can only be on the train a certain number of hours working, and sometimes they'll have to stop wherever they are, and if they can't go to a motel, somebody has to go pick them up. and take them wherever they need to go. Whether it's bring them home, or they might need to pick somebody up, and a crew take them to a train somewhere because that crew has had to leave. So anyway, so he kept taking runs on his days off, which meant I had to stay here either with people working or to babysit space heaters, because I didn't want to go off and leave them on in the house, and I didn't want to turn them off with that 20-degree weather we were having. You know, this is pretty too. I was going to do all these Valentines, but I might turn that into something else. So that's 13, just a basic sketch put together. And here's 14, and again, this has a whole bunch of strips of paper going across. I am not the best at that, as you have seen, because crookedy. So once again, I'm going to get my trimmer out. I'm going to set this in here. So these are the bigger pieces here. Let's see what's on that side. Nope. Okay. So these go on first. Let's see here. There's our I really shouldn't worry so much about getting these exactly even, should I? I should just go for it. Sort of trimmed down very well. Where do I have these at? Cut wrong. That's what I have them at. Okay. So something else just cut wrong somewhere, probably. Okay. There's that. Use my paper trimmer this time. I just need to get this done. Put this one about here. We are going to put, this one goes right in the middle, so this is 5.5. Oh, I don't even know what I'm doing, but so the middle of this should go at about there if we're And that doesn't look right. So, you know something. Well, I say I'm going to eyeball it. See, this is my little OCD kicking in here that I can't stand it to, like, you know, not measure and be super duper accurate and all that. But I'm just going to, oh, that is crooked as all get out. Okay. We're just going to get this kind of sort of even Steven here. We are going to put these on. Well, now I do need to put this on, so we can kind of get this in here. And if they're not exact, they are just not exact. So I think I probably already had to cut another piece of paper again that wasn't right because I cut these obviously wrong. But here we go. Thank you all for putting up with me here. Whoops. Okay, lay down flat, please. See, and I can't stand to have these sticking out any. So, whew, and for this, I cut out these ovals because I thought these were really pretty. And I'm going to use the bigger oval for this. I'm tempted to put a little foam tape on here too. So let's grab some foam tape. Oh, y'all, yesterday at the grocery store, I had the worst time walking with my feet and knees. Every step felt like somebody was stabbing me in the foot, in the top and the side of my foot, and then my left knee is still giving me all kinds of fits. So it was a painful experience, but I had to do it. And I actually, so I went and ate lunch first. If I had thought I would have just sat there and done like the grocery pickup thingy while I was eating lunch. But there again, there were a few things I wanted to get that I hadn't put on my list. And I like going in and looking at stuff myself. I do like the express pickup thing. It's really nice. If you don't have the time or inclination to grocery shop, but I do like picking out my own groceries. Put one more little piece of foam tape up there at the top. Again, my little quirkiness. I can't stand not to have plenty of foam tape on here. I swear this mount just gets worse and worse. But right now I cannot get anything else. And I have an Archon mount, which is great for my phone, but I can't use it for this webcam. That is pretty. I might have to glue this down a little bit here. It's wanting to come up. So that's a pretty sketch, I have to say. Even though I talk about not liking to fool with all those little strips, that comes out looking great. So we are gonna, and I love that oval. I think that's really pretty. This was just a cheap die I got off Amazon. I shouldn't call it cheap. It was relatively inexpensive. Let's put it that way. Okay, and there is our last card here, 15. So this is, there's our paper F and E. There again, it is wrong. This should be 4 1/4. I am paper cutting challenged when it comes to measuring and cutting papers. But you know, it all works out in the end. And you can always, so much pattern paper. So let's see, we are going to do this. We are going to do this gray one, and then we were going to do this blue one. Because you had to cut these 3 strips separate, and this is your pattern papers that you cut. And then I think I'm going to do that. Oh, I could do those little hearts. I have not used that side of any of these pattern papers. Ooh. I think I'm going to do that. Okay. And once again, need to get this out. Trim this base just a hair. So that we don't have a lip on there. Oh, no. Leave this out so I can start. I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to put this big strip on first. So that looks like it is not super close, but fairly close to there. So I want to make sure this is going to be good as far as spacing. I'm so bad about wanting it all to be absolutely exactly perfect. And we don't have to be exactly perfect. We just want it to, we want it to look good, of course. Okay. Here we go. So I'm going to get these done. So I was talking a while ago about wanting to now, how did that get so short? I don't like that. Okay, y'all, I have to put up with my nonsense here. That should be, all of these are short. Good Lord have mercy. This gray one is correct. Sorry, I'm getting off camera again, but I need to see what's going on here. But neither one of those are right. I don't know what's going on. So they need to be, let's see, 1/4 of an inch, right? By 4 1/4. Tell you what, I might even do that one a little, because that should have been what they were. Why is that light not straight? Okay, and that is so weird because I was sure I cut these correctly, but you can see that's off. Oh, well, no, you can't see because I'm not, that's off. It doesn't come all the way out to 4 1/4. Dolt. Okay. Where's my blue? Switch to this color blue. Let's see. close enough to a quarter. And 4 1/4. That's straight. It's slightly over a quarter. I'm not going to be too fussed about it. Yeah, well, that's crooked. Child. Is that crooked? Yes, for heaven's sake. Okay. See, y'all are having to put up with my nonsense here. Quarter of an inch by 4 1/4. Make certain I get that right. See, I cut all these extra pieces, like these strips, after work. And I was probably like watching YouTube while I was cutting and not paying attention like I should have been. Okay, move over. Hopefully straight. And the big one goes over there, so this one goes here. My goodness gracious. So I tell you, paper trimmer with a lip or your scoreboard, just a lifesaver when it comes to putting some of these pieces on. Because I have my rulers, and I swear, even with a ruler, I will get things crooked. So this does make it slightly easier. I was about to panic that I had put those on the wrong way. Okay. So I don't know about you all, but I like to give little Valentine cards, just Happy Valentine's Day, out at work or whatever. Send them to Valentine's to family, but I have not made many. And I realized the other day that I forgot. So I have one nephew whose birthday was January the 18th, and one whose birthday was yesterday, February the 1st. I forgot to send their cards. My one January birthday on my card list that I send birthday cards to, have not sent her card. So I need to get on the ball. Oh, thank goodness, y'all. That is card sketch 15. I'm going to have to do a little, of course, finishing up, putting sentiments and various things. But, man, that looks pretty nice. And it is a relief to go ahead and get all 15 cards, you know, almost finished except for just a few finishing touches, and I'll show those in another video. Good grief, I've already been going an hour and 20 minutes. But I want to very quickly recap the other cards, card challenge cards that I've done, because I can't remember. I think I've shown y'all some of these that I went back. I added this one. I added some little teeny tiny heart embellishments too. This one as well. I added those teeny tiny little heart embellishments. Can't tell my right from my left on camera. Same with that one. I added embellishments to it. Oh, why didn't I come back and put something on this card? I don't know. That's sketch number 4. Number 5. I think I didn't put anything on here just because I like it so much, but at some point I might change my mind before I send it out. 6. Well, you know, y'all, I thought I had gone back and done something to every one of these cards, but I have not. So I'm going to have to, 7. I'm going to have to put a few finishing touches. Oh, this one I did finish. Probably did it on camera. I love those little sparkly embellishments. Those are some I got off Amazon. Very inexpensive. I really like that flower, the white flowers. They're so simple, but they really add a nice touch to that card. And then here are the ones that we did today. Real quick. 10, 11, I'll add a sentiment. 12, I'll probably add some sort of sentiment on here somewhere. 13, 14, and 15. And those are our cards. Whew. Thank you for sticking with me if you have reached the end. Like I said, just go ahead and speed this video up. Especially the first part. I was yakking away with no sound whatsoever, but I had no idea that the microphone had not connected with OBS, so I apologize for that. And that's it for now. But I hope you will join me for my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.